What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Michael Warbuck Show, where we talk pop culture news and other things that caught my attention. Like this woman that went on Craigslist to try to find someone with an STD so she could sleep with them and then give the STD to her cheating husband. You can tell it's What the Friday? Here we go. Our first story has to deal with a parrot. This parrot was stolen and then sold to a pet shop owner. Some time goes by and the original parrot owner walks into this pet shop. This parrot recognizes him and then shouts out the thief's address, name, and all that stuff. So the cops were called and they went to the thief's house and arrested him. Look, if you're gonna steal an animal, you don't steal one that freaking talks. Moving on to this Mississippi man that was arrested for shoplifting food. He walks into this grocery store. He's wearing a pair of cargo shorts. He stuffs a bag of shrimp in his pockets. He stuffs a pork loin in one of his pockets. And then he stuffs 2 live lobsters down his shorts. What is the matter with you? Why would you put 2 live lobsters down your shorts? Don't you enjoy your manhood? He was later arrested. He was charged with a misdemeanor and he's being held with 0 bond because it was part of a probation violation. Good job. You almost had your junk snipped off and now you're risking jail. Yeah, that was well worth it. Our next story comes from field reporter John Bastow, and he goes more in depth on the Soulja Boy issue that we talked about earlier in the week. Take it away, John.
Thanks, Michael. Whoever said all publicity is good publicity forgot to add as long as you don't mess with animals, children, or the military. Well, evidently nobody gave Soulja Boy that memo, because his new rap made me go, "What the f?" This story comes to us by way of our friends at TMZ, and more information as usual can be found in the article links in the description. Soulja Boy got himself into some hot water with his new song, Let's Be Real, which Jay Bizzle will now perform. Yeah, mama didn't raise no fool. If you think I'm gonna rap that song, keep a steppin', bitch. Well, let's just say there's a line in the song saying, F the Army troops, which defines the words Po Judgment, and it's drawing fire from the entire armed forces, led by a retired real soldier, Sergeant Dunson, who gave a rap response to Soulja Boy entitled, Change Your Name. This feud's become quite a show, and Sergeant Dunson spits cool rhymes in the link below. Soulja Boy's words couldn't have come at a worse time with the 10th year anniversary of 9/11 looming, and because of all the controversy, his management team is now scrambling to remove all traces of the song from the internet.
God bless.
Soulja Boy has apologized for the song, and a rep for his management team says Let's Be Real was not approved for any album, was foolishly posted, and will never be available for purchase. I see many free shows for the military in the future. All I can say is freedom of speech is amazing, but be aware of the potential consequences of your words and the situations they can get you into. Remember the Dixie Chicks, when singer Natalie Maines made public political comments and started a feud with fellow country star and military supporter Toby Keith. I went from seeing the Dixie Chicks portrayed as media darlings on TV to then watching people burn their CDs at rallies on the news.
Honey, that is a hot mess.
I'm John Bastow. That's the news that made me go, What the f? Now back to you, Bucks.
Great story, John, and Soulja Boy's team is going to have a really difficult time trying to get that song off of anywhere on the internet, because once it's on the internet, it's on the internet forever. Our next story comes from Southern California, where Gumby decided to rob a 7-Eleven. He tells the store clerk, hey, I have a gun, I want all the money. The clerk's like, yo, we're closing right now. So Gumby's like, you know what, I'm gonna get my gun out. So as he's trying to get the gun out of his costume, he can't, he keeps fumbling with it. He drops like 26 cents that was in his pocket. And then all of a sudden, his accomplice outside honks his horn, and Gumby gets out of there. Look, if you're gonna wear a bulky costume, at least maybe not wear the gloves. The cops have said it doesn't matter if he's wearing a mask or whatever, it's still a disguise. And there's a $1,000 reward to find Gumby. And the best part about this story is when the store clerk was being interviewed by the news, he didn't know who Gumby was, so he was like, he looked like a big green SpongeBob SquarePants. Our next story has to do with a New York man that has priapism, Persium boner problems. It's a disorder when a man gets an erection and it lasts anywhere between 5 to 6 hours, and it's not due to Viagra. So this guy ended up getting an erection and it was hurting so bad that he went to his dad's house, busted in, waved a knife at him and said, "Get out, I want your money." The reason he wanted the money was to go get painkillers. Now the dad stood there and said, "Hey, no, this isn't gonna happen." He called the cops on his own son, had him arrested, but his dad did feel bad about it. He said, hey, he has this weird enzyme disorder, and the sad thing is, he's become addicted to painkillers because of this issue. So far, the son is being held at Rikers Island on a $25,000 bond or $5,000 cash. Jail is not the right place to be if you have a boner issue. Our next story has to do with an Indiana man. This guy abandoned his car on a major highway, and this guy started walking up the highway while holding a samurai sword and wielding it like a drum major. So this cop starts coming up the road, he sees him, the cop goes to ask him a couple questions, this dude swings the samurai sword at him, the cop's like, hey, you better drop that. So the guy drops it, the cop searches him, he finds marijuana on him, there's this other car that pulls up to try to get around the cop car, then this crazy dude tries to jump inside of that car, the cop nabs him, throws him in the back of the cop car, takes it to the police station, and whenever the police start to interview him, they say, what's wrong, what's going on? And this guy says, hey, I'm Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What? So, long story short, this guy's being charged with possession of marijuana, resisting arrest, and attempted carjacking. Dude, you probably have the best story of all time. Oh, criminals. Okay, maybe this next story is probably in the same league as the last guy. A man in Florida decided that he was going to rob a vending machine. There was only about $10 worth of coins in there. But no, that's not really the main WTF story here. Not only did this guy break into the vending machine, but he pretty much decided to maliciously molest this vending machine, sticking his body parts in all the nooks and crannies. How screwed up is that? So this guy's crazy self was taken to jail for burglary and 2 violations of his parole. First off, if you can stick your thing in the insert coin slot, then no wonder you're by yourself. That's all I can say. And our final story goes out to possibly the best impersonation of anything ever. A 17-year-old kid in Florida got arrested for impersonating a doctor's assistant. Now, this kid wasn't working in just this plain little office. This kid was actually going to patients in a real hospital. He came up with this great story saying, hey, I work for this company, but I'm going to be needing a new badge because they changed their name to this company. And the hospital believed him. Why didn't the hospital do a background check on this kid? Did you not do a background check on these 2 company names? Oddly enough, while he was checking on these patients, he actually did some good. He helped clean wounds, helped restrain a combative patient. He performed CPR on a guy that was suffering from cardiac arrest. But the bad thing is, he got a chance to go through people's personal records. He interviewed these patients. Now this kid is being charged with 5 counts of impersonation. But this just kind of makes you wonder next time you go to the doctor or the hospital, is your doctor really who they say they are? I can't wait to see how many new laws pop up because of this. Alright guys, that's going to be today's show. If you want to check out everything that I talked about today, check out the links in the description below. This is my favorite comment from yesterday's video. So if you want to leave a creative comment, you can be my favorite comment on Tuesday's video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my second channel for my random vlog. And for more pop culture news, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Please rate, comment, favorite, and share this video. And my name is Michael Warbucks, and these are the stories that caught my attention. You guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday.